Location: Los Angeles, California. Date: May 2026. Subject: Jason Collins. Cause of death: Stage 4 glioblastoma. Age: 47. Some athletes are remembered for trophies. Some are remembered for records. But every once in a while, an athlete becomes remembered for something much bigger than sports itself. And for millions of people around the world, Jason Collins became one of those people. Because long before the tributes, before the heartbreaking headlines, before the emotional goodbye, Jason Collins made a decision that changed sports history forever. A decision that required enormous courage. And now, after a private battle with one of the deadliest forms of brain cancer, the world is mourning him all over again. The news spread quietly at first. Then suddenly, everywhere, former teammates posting emotional tributes. Sports analysts struggling to hold back emotion on live television. Fans remembering the moment Jason Collins changed basketball forever. Because for many people, this doesn't feel like the loss of just another former NBA player. It feels like the loss of someone who helped change culture itself. Jason Collins died at the age of 47 after battling stage 4 glioblastoma, an aggressive and devastating form of brain cancer. And emotionally, that reality feels especially heartbreaking, because people who knew Jason Collins often described him the same way: calm, intelligent, respected, quietly strong, not loud, not attention-seeking, not controversial by nature, which makes the emotional weight of his story even more powerful. Before history ever remembered him as a groundbreaking figure, Jason Collins was simply a basketball player trying to survive the pressure of professional sports. Born in California, Jason eventually built a long NBA career playing for multiple teams across the league. He wasn't always the biggest superstar on the court, but coaches and teammates respected him deeply. He became known for discipline, professionalism, leadership, and sacrifice. The kind of player every team trusted. But privately, Jason Collins was carrying something much heavier than basketball pressure. For years, he reportedly lived with the fear of being fully honest publicly about who he was. Because during that era, professional sports still carried enormous stigma surrounding sexuality. And many athletes feared judgment, career damage, media backlash, and rejection from fans, especially inside men's professional sports. So for years, Jason Collins remained silent publicly, until 2013, a year that changed sports history forever. In a personal, public essay, Jason Collins revealed he was gay. And almost instantly, the sports world exploded with reaction. News stations interrupted programming. Headlines spread internationally. Talk shows debated the announcement endlessly. Some people celebrated him immediately. Others criticized him harshly. And for Jason Collins, the pressure became enormous overnight. Because suddenly, he wasn't just an NBA player anymore. He became a symbol of courage, representation, visibility, and maybe most importantly, possibility. For countless young athletes secretly struggling with fear, Jason Collins showed something many people had never seen before: that honesty was possible, that survival was possible, that maybe they did not have to hide forever. And over time, the importance of that moment only grew larger, because history eventually recognized what happened in 2013 as one of the most important cultural moments in modern sports. Not because of statistics, not because of championships, but because one man risked enormous public pressure simply by telling the truth about himself. Years later, Jason Collins stepped away from the spotlight. His public image remained peaceful, respected, dignified, which is why news of his illness shocked so many people emotionally. According to reports, Collins had been privately battling stage 4 glioblastoma, one of the deadliest forms of brain cancer. Glioblastoma spreads aggressively, fast, relentlessly. Even with treatment, survival rates remain devastating. And perhaps the saddest part is how private the battle reportedly remained. Because while millions remembered Jason Collins as a history-making athlete, behind closed doors, he was reportedly fighting for his life, quietly, the same way he often carried himself publicly. As news of his death spread, tributes poured in from across the sports world. Former NBA players shared emotional memories. Fans posted old interviews and historic photographs. Journalists reflected on how much courage his 2013 announcement truly required during that time period. And many people online repeated the same emotional thought. Jason Collins made sports feel safer for people who came after him. That kind of legacy lasts forever, because some people leave behind statistics. Others leave behind changed lives.